One of the things that was striking to me is that Michael Oher, who's 6'6", 325 pounds at the age of 16 and runs a 4.940, is already someone that people with some certainty can say that's an NFL player. Michael Oher spent the first 15 years of his life foraging for food, foraging for rooms to sleep in one of the poorest neighborhoods in America, in inner city Memphis. It just so happened he talked his way into someone's house and was sleeping on the floor when the father in that house decides to take his own son to this Christian school on the outskirts of town and try to enroll him there. And since Michael happens to be living with him, he takes Michael too. Serendipitously, Michael ends up attending this Christian school. The Christian school takes him in and then realizes they made a huge mistake because he's a sophomore in high school and he can't read. He's actually basically never been in a classroom. In his class is an adorable 15-year-old girl named Collins Toohey, who goes home and tells her father about this odd, huge guy who's joined their class. Everybody's terrified of him because he doesn't say a word to anybody, he just wanders the halls. Sean Toohey, Collins' father, makes some effort to get to know Michael. He realizes that Michael is hungry all day because to the extent he's gone to school, it's been public school. In public school, they give you lunch for free. And Michael has no money to buy lunch. So Sean is buying him lunch. And then one day, it's actually during Thanksgiving break, and it's snowing in Memphis. Sean and his wife Leanne are driving down the street, and they see Michael get off a city bus in front of them in the snow, wearing shorts and a t-shirt and nothing else. And Sean just points to him and says, "That's that kid that Collins has been talking about in her class." And Leanne says, "Pull over." They ask him what he's doing, and he says he's going to the school gym. They said, "Well, the school, nothing's going on in the school gym." He said, "I know, but they got heat there, and I thought I could get warm." And that's when they realize that he's out on the streets. And Leanne Toohey gets very upset that he's in these conditions, and she says, "Get in the car." She takes Michael shopping for clothes. She realizes there are no clothes in Memphis that fit him. She ends up sending his dimensions to a friend who plays on the Washington Redskins. It's a quarterback, Patrick Ramsey, and says, "Here, get some hand-me-downs from some of your linemen because I can't find anything that fits him." And Ramsey calls her back and says, "You must have got his measurements wrong." And she got his measurements right. And he says, "Leanne, we don't have anybody on the roster in Washington Redskins who's as big as he is." So she says, "This is going to be my problem. I'm going to take over." And she brings in tutors. She moves him into their house. And, 6 months later, she's got him reading. She's got him functioning at school. She's got him on the football team. And she's got a new member of her household. I mean, there's nowhere else for him to go. And so he becomes very gradually a member of their family. And a year later, they end up adopting him. One of the things that have been astonishing to me to watch is Michael's intellectual development, because everybody's focused on his athletic ability. But even more remarkable in a way is what's happened to his brain. Because it's generally believed that you take a 15-year-old kid who's been completely unnurtured and who can't read and write, and it's too late. By his senior year, he was making the honor roll at the Christian school. He made the dean's list at Ole Miss. His brain has awakened in some way, and it's done it at a surprisingly late age. And contemporaneous with this is an awakening in his sense of self.